Welcome back. Our lead story tonight. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says a number of factors that have been considered for the 2010 let's take that again. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says a number of factors are being considered for the 2010-2011 annual budget. He told Kairifm program that a $10 million facility at the Aid Bank for housing will be one of the pillars of this year's budget.
We have to look at the issue of tourism and promotion, our social welfare programs to ensure that we can sustain them and we can meet our objectives. We look at aspects of growing the economy. So the number of things that we're looking at for this year's budget. One of the pillars of this year's budget going to be a $10 million facility that they will be putting at the Aid Bank for housing, and that will be at about 5% interest to continue the program, because remember a couple of days ago we put in $7 million in the government housing loan board and $5 million at the Aid Bank, and these things went very persons made applications and were able to access these loans very efficiently, and the monies were exhausted within a matter of months. And we recognize that there are families that are challenged who would like to build a home, but they have children at school in the United States or at UE or wherever it is, and they are unable to go to the banks to get the 8 and the 9% interest. How do we address this? So we're sticking, because it's very easy to deal with the lower income persons than the middle income persons, but we're trying to see to what extent we can also assist the middle income earners with regards to accessing the mortgage to build their homes. But again, we have to be very mindful and very careful that we don't want to appear to be competing with the commercial banks, and so we're still in the discussion stage at the cabinet level to see what additional conditionalities we can impose so that we can narrow the band of persons who will be able to access those loans.
Meantime, Prime Minister Skerrit says the issue of salary negotiations with the Dominica Public Service Union is still in limbo.
So things are going on smoothly. We have an issue with regards to the negotiation with the unions. The unions have made a particular request, and the government has agreed to a number of the requests which they have made. But we have said to them, it's difficult for us at this time to go beyond 4%, to beyond 3%. Because if we go beyond 3%, it's going to create a serious problem for us, because we have to be mindful in moving forward in the budget that while we would like to be adventurous, quote unquote, in the budget, we have to be tempered and be a little bit conservative, because we do not know for how long the situation in the United States will continue. We do not know for how long the situation in Europe will continue, and therefore it is better that you are conservative, and if things get better in Europe, then you can venture further.
And as Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, July 13 has been set for the budget presentation, but that date has not been confirmed. Agriculture Minister Matthew Walters says farmers should ensure that all produce are in good quality before leaving the country. Mr. Walters told a press conference this week that hucksters could lose their outside market if certain standards are not met.
First of all, there are the farmers or the hucksters experience limitations with respect to meeting certain standards because of the lack of facilities. We understand that, okay? But we expect the hucksters to do all within their capability and their abilities, to ensure that what leaves, the fresh produce that leaves Dominica in good condition. Because in the final analysis, if we do not meet at least, a minimum standards, it's evident that we will lose the markets outside there. So I expect some kind of sympathy to come from the hucksters who are exporting our fresh produce. In the interim, we are putting in place the necessary things that will ensure that all fresh produce that leaves Dominica in the best quality. Okay, and that's why we have put in place the act, the Fresh Produce Export Act. Okay, and the packing houses will complement the Fresh Produce Export Act. The IRDC will do the same thing, and the National Center of Excellence will also do the same thing.
Mr. Walter says government is in the process of locating funds to purchase a refrigerated boat to ensure that all produce leaves the country in good quality.
The government recognizes the importance and the urgency also of procuring a refrigerated boat for the exportation of fresh produce and other goods. Okay, we are now identifying the source of that income or that revenue to be used for the purchase of that boat. So I think, let me just allay your fears that we have not put it on the back burner. The government is very serious, and although that on an OECS level that the eyes of the minister are on that aspect of purchasing a refrigerated vessel, but if Dominica can advance it, we will certainly do what is necessary to ensure that we meet standards at all levels.
Agriculture Minister Matthew Walter. In More News tonight, a top credit union official says there are elements in the country that are trying to destroy the credit union movement. General Manager of the Credit Union League, Kairifm Birmingham, says that several pronouncements over the past year with regards to non-regulation of the credit unions in Dominica is misleading and is damaging the reputation of the institution.
I want to say categorically, these statements have been damaging the good reputation of the credit union movement in Dominica because they are erroneous. We have the Corporate Societies Act, number 15 of 1996, and we also have, just recently passed, the Financial Services Unions Act, which was 18 of 2008, and also assented by the President on 10th of December 2008, and gazetted on the 18th of December 2008. And an order was given by the Minister of Finance that the act should come into force on the 1st of January 2009, and that is SRO 21 of 2009. So to state that there is no regulation of the credit union movement, I repeat, is a misleading statement. It is dangerous, and it is damaging the good reputation of the credit union movement, because this type of information goes all over the world, because we pride ourselves in saying that we are on the World Wide Web and we also live in a global village. So it is damaging the good reputation of the credit union movement.
Birmingham says the credit union is being regulated by the Financial Services Unit. He is questioning the motive of those who continue to target the credit union movement.
We have the Financial Services Unit, which is in the Ministry of Finance, and the Financial Services Unit is the regulator of credit unions, and is also the regulator of the insurance companies, and there is controversy whether it is regulator of the aid bank. It is also the regulator of the money services in Dominica. So why is it that the credit union movement is being targeted, that there is no regulation, when we have all these structures in place? Why aren't people talking about the insurance companies? Why are you talking about the aid bank? Why are you talking about the money services and all those companies who give credit? Why aren't they talking about that? So we are bewildered and we are puzzled. And every time the IMF comes to Dominica, there's always a press statement about credit unions. The IMF has never once sat with us as a movement and asked us any questions. IMF comes to